No, it's dead. I lost everything. All my files. Why didn't I get a Chromebook? Yes, I said it. Why didn't I get a Chromebook? Today, we're going to show you about virus protection. Everybody goes to the Chromebook. Oh, you can't get viruses with Chromebook. They're protected. Well, you know what? If you've got an Android smartphone, you have a miniature Chromebook. That's all it is. So why would you want a lockdown device that you can't do nothing with? Today, I'm going to show you some alternatives. There are many Android emulators made for the PC, whether you're running a 32-bit operating system or you want to run a 64-bit. There's Prime OS, there's Android x86, there's a few different ROMs, but today we're going to use Ubuntu. I'm not going to do a full install of Ubuntu because I'm running it on my Surface Pro. However, I'm going to use a virtual machine, and we're going to show you how simple and easy it is to turn your older PC into a hypothetical Chromebook. Let's get started, shall we? Now, if you want to turn your old PC into a Chromebook, there are many different options. You can download an Android emulator. Android x86 has been discontinued. There's Remix OS. There's a few different options. There's a few different Linux kernels that run about the same way. There's Chromium OS, which is free. You can pay for Chrome OS, but what I'm going to show you today is how to run Ubuntu, a Linux OS, within your PC. Now, what we're going to do is we've got our computer to set up off the flash drive. I'm running mine in a virtual machine, so it'll be slightly different than yours. Image, Ubuntu. We've got our RAM set up as 2 gigabytes of RAM, which would be about what you'd see in an older based computer. So let's do this. What we're going to do is make sure we've got 2 gigs of RAM. We've got our ISO and our hard drive already set up to boot. And let's start this. We are now booting in Ubuntu. Now I'm running this live. I'm not installing it. There will be an application on the desktop where you can just double click it, follow the step-by-step prompts, and install. Ubuntu is a very, very reliable operating system. I'm a Windows enthusiast. I'm a Windows insider. I prefer Windows over Linux or Mac. All my servers and my gaming PCs all run off of Windows. But for this case, we're going to run Linux. So you download Rufus, you download your Ubuntu version, 32-bit or 64-bit operating system, and you install it. I'm trying it. Rufus will flash it over and make a bootable flash drive for you. What you do is set your BIOS to boot from that flash drive, start your computer with the flash drive installed, and it will automatically boot. Linux does take a tad bit longer to boot up rather than Windows. I have my virtual machine running on my Surface Pro 4, and I've got it set up to use 2 gigabytes of RAM to simulate an older desktop PC. So just because it lags a little bit doesn't mean that it's going to do the same for you. Mine is literally running in a virtual desktop. Here we are. Now, from the first screen that you've seen when we booted up, you could have installed it there where I click try, or you can double click here and follow the step-by-step prompts. What we are going to do is leave it live, and I'll install Chrome and show you all how this compares to a Chromebook. You've got your app drawer with default applications like Amazon and your software updater, Rhythmbox. And you've got your video player down here, but we don't need any of that right now. What we're going to do is, in case you wanted to go to Wikipedia or browse the websites or anything like that, you can use Firefox. So you have your Chromebook right there. Virus resistant, very potent operating system. But what we are determined to do is streaming. And a lot of operating systems and older PCs are not capable of doing that. Well, I'm going to show you that Firefox on Ubuntu can handle it. So let's go to YouTube real quick. Firefox has implicated DRM lately, so you can run it on Hulu, Netflix, or YouTube. Now, you see, these videos are playing just fine. But just in case you don't like Firefox and you are well, that's not a Chromebook because it don't have Chrome. So, if you like the Chrome browser, which is a resource hog, I can't say much about it because I use it all the time. I love Chrome. But I've got the RAM to back it up. If you don't have at least 4 to 8 gigabytes of RAM, I wouldn't recommend running Chrome. But we're going to install Chrome. We're not going to install on Mac. We're not going to install on Windows. We're going to install for Linux. Go ahead and download, and it automatically selects 64-bit deb file for Ubuntu and Debian. We're going to run Ubuntu because that's the application we are using. So we'll just let Firefox hang out for a little bit and download Chrome. I've got it set up that when this finishes downloading, the software installer will automatically load it and go ahead and install, instead of you having to do it manually. You can set it up any way you want. Installing. I like how it says file not supported, but it definitely is. And there we have it. Now we can close out Firefox. We go down here to our App Store, and voila, there's Chrome. We'll just add it to our favorites, so it's over here in our sidebar. There you have it, guys. You need Chrome for any particular reason, and you really want it to be a Chromebook, you now have Google Chrome. I did this basically because of virus protection. Android, iOS, Linux, they're pretty virus resistant. People have a lot of issues with going to inappropriate websites and downloading stuff and getting viruses on Windows. I'm a profound Windows user. I run McAfee. You can get Norton 360. There's several different antivirus applications, but I just love McAfee, have been for 20 years. I run McAfee on my server. That way it catches anything going through my network and automatically erases it before it can even do anything. So I'm pretty set when it comes to Windows, and I'm going to stick with my Windows. But if you want a Chromebook, you can very well install Ubuntu and have a theoretical Chromebook right here for you. If you don't want to install it, you can run it live. Just put it on a flash drive, carry it with you, and boot from it whenever you need. It's a little slower depending on your USB port if you're using 2.0, 3.0, 3.1. However, you can also install it when you go through the step-by-step protocol and you get to your hard drive partition wizard. You can either install Ubuntu right alongside Windows and dual boot it. When you turn it on, it'll give you the option, what do you want? Pick one and boot into it. Or you can just completely override Windows and install just strictly Ubuntu. Or run it live, whatever you would prefer to do. Guys, I've got some amazing videos coming up. I've got a B450M motherboard coming. I've got a Ryzen 5 2600X processor coming. I've got a NVIDIA 1080 Ti coming. And 16 gigabytes of Vengeance DDR4 RAM. I'm running it in a Thermaltake case. And we are using a... I actually forgot exactly what PSU I ordered. But we will get that built, and that will be one of our upcoming videos. I also have a quad-core processor coming. That Ryzen 5 2600X, that's a 6-core processor. The gaming PC I'm running now is actually a quad-core Ryzen 5. But I've got a server board on the way with 16 gigabytes of RAM. It's DDR3 because I'm not looking for any gaming. It's my data processing. So I got it coming with a quad-core processor. And we're going to build that and make a custom server for your home for all your backup storage, so you don't have to go out and buy a NAS. You don't have to have all of these external hard drives carrying around. You can just transfer it through your network to your NAS, save it there, and no matter what device you are on, access your network, pull it up, there's your files. Guys, these are upcoming videos. If you want to see them, leave a comment below. I will have them up shortly. If you have an idea for a future build, leave a comment below. If you like this video, please like this video. Comment on any ideals. If you are having problems, you can message me. I will walk you through it. I will help you with any technical difficulties you have. If you want to see somebody do a step-by-step teardown, I'm your guy. Leave me a comment on anything you want to see. Maybe your ideal, maybe our next video. Guys, hit me up anytime.